All right, so Donald Trump, while his when he okay, so let me give you an analogy here. Let me give you an analogy here, okay? So let's say it's fourth grade, and you're doing a science experiment. You get like a little buddy group, 3 or 4 people. You get a jar, right? And you put some food in that jar, and you put some maggot eggs in that jar. And then someone, like everyone goes to sleep, they go back to their respective houses. And little Donnie gets to keep the jar. Someone has to keep the jar at their house. There's 4 kids in this experiment group. Someone has to keep the jar. So little Donnie keeps the jar. Little Donnie is staring at the jar, like the kid in the cover art of the Jar of Flies EP by Alice in Chains. So he's staring at the jar of maggots in this instance. And then they start to hatch, and they start to crawl all over the place. Now, with that analogy, watch this video. What is this? What is this? This is him staring through the glass. This is like, okay, all right, now, let's say you're the president of the United States, you're the most powerful person in the world, right? You are literally the most powerful human being on planet Earth, potentially even in the history of planet Earth. Like maybe there's like a top 10 list there, but like you're on it, okay? So you are in the top 10 most powerful people on human history at this moment. And you've got uncounted levels of like fanboys running through the streets. They're running through the streets like of your hometown where you live. Now you've got 2 options here. Option 1, you could go out and deliver a Mussolini-like or Adolf Hitler-like speech in front of these millions of people that you presume came to see you and defend you. Or you can go play golf and ignore the rest of the day. Now, which option do you think Trump took? Which option do you think was the one that Donald Trump went with? Rally up the troops, right? Perform a historic speech in front of his constituents? Or go play golf? I don't know. That really makes you think. But here's Donald Trump looking through the glass. Look at this. Look at this face, by the way. What is that? He's like, that's not a smile. This isn't a smile. What is that? He's like making a fucking face. He's like disgusted with his experiment. Like, what? What is that? But the dullards, there's like a dullard magnet. The orange man. Look, it's the orange man. Ah! Oh my god, seriously, what is that? Like the guy, what is that? Is he like pointing? It's like, go get him, go get him. Again, let's say I live in a relatively small town, right? But let's say like I live in this small town. Let's say, let's be nice. Let's say 1,000,000 people that love me came to my small town. And they were like in the streets of every street in my neighborhood, screaming, jumping for joy. We love Andrea, right? Now, would I go out and give a speech? Maybe. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go play golf. Just another day. It's just another day. Who cares? Nothing special. Nothing to see here. Let's just go play golf. It's my 3 o'clock golf time. You gotta go play. You can't set aside the schedule. The schedule's set in stone. It's the laws of physics. I don't care if 1,000,000 of my voters are here to worship me. Fuck it. I'm gonna go play golf. What a fucking... oh my god. And this is the thing. It's tea time. Yep, tea time. This is the thing. Is like... he's embarrassed. This is like he's truly embarrassed. And this is like you have to understand. Like, this guy does this tough guy attitude, but in the heart of it, the core of it, he's a baby. He's a little kid. And this goes with men in general. I'm sorry, I don't mean to throw like half of my audience or maybe 75% of my audience under the bus here, but get ready. You're going to be looking at some, whatever the fuck you'd see if you were underneath a bus. You're going to be looking at that pretty soon here. But one thing about men, and especially men in powerful positions where they're like fed with silver spoons, is they never get an opportunity to process emotions. Like, that's why Donald Trump speaks and behaves like he's a fourth grader. Because he was a man and he was a powerful man, right? He was never given an opportunity to have a heartfelt conversation with someone else. Because he's always been in this I'm powerful thing. Even look at Melania, his wife. He's afraid, or she's afraid rather, to hold his hand in public. Right? Like you look at the debates, right? Jill Biden runs up on stage, hugs and kisses her husband. Melania kind of walks really slowly up and does this, and then just stands next to the president. These people don't have the emotional capabilities of regular human beings. They have been stunted since their childlike development. And now again, this goes with men in general, but especially powerful men, because they always feel like they're better than everyone else, and they always feel like they can't be vulnerable to anything. And that just personifies Trump entirely. Again, he speaks and acts like a fourth grader. There have been studies done on this. His vocabulary is that of a fourth grader. That's why he says things like tremendous all the time. Because he probably learned that word when he was in 3rd or 4th grade and just stuck with it. That's the biggest word he knows. Tremendous. Let me just tell you, tremendous. So there's my little analysis. Let me drink some more coffee. Fucking cloud. I'm not powerful, so I'm avoiding the area under the bus. You're rolling out from underneath. Tactical evasion. Who needs emotions like a girl when we can go boozing and cruising on jet skis, brother? That's a good point. Consider everything I just said moot.